Hi guys, we gotta talk about Mikayla Nogueira. She's being talked about again, this time not necessarily for bad reasons, but she's being talked about again after going to the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana event, and a lot of people were making comments about her looks. So let's get into it. Since the Hannah Montana reunion, many people have been making comments about Mikayla Nogueira's appearance and how she doesn't quite look the same as she does on her camera as she does on other people's cameras. And people were mainly pointing this out after the Entertainment Tonight video when she was at the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary event.
Why doesn't her makeup eat when it's not on her camera? Now listen, I am a non-makeup girly. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know makeup, so I'm not trying to hate. I'm just asking as someone who watches, and I saw this come up on my TikTok, why doesn't her makeup look how it looks here on everybody else's camera? Now, if you guys are not familiar,
so Mikayla is being accused of using Photoshop on her personal cameras because she looks completely different at the Hannah Montana premiere than she does when she's using her own camera. So Mikayla showed up at the 20th anniversary for Hannah Montana. It was a special premiere. And though she looks extremely different, like she looks extremely flattering on her own personal camera and anywhere on her own social media page. But people were kind of questioning her appearance at this premiere because she clearly does not look the same. I don't know, maybe she's using Photoshop to make her pictures look a little bit more flattering. And
the main thing people are commenting on is she using filters, because her face does look so different when she uses her camera versus going out in public. But for me, I think maybe it's just like lighting and like her posing in her photos, right? Versus like when you're out in public and like people are talking to you, your face kind of changes shapes. Like I've had this happen so often where I leave the house being like, oh, I look so cute. And then I see photos of me, but I'm like mid-talking or something, I'm like, oh god, what happened? So I kind of think maybe it's that, like it's just like the angles that they're getting and the lighting. So maybe, I don't know. And there's been people defending her as well, like Brianna Chicken Fry.
Hi, might be giving a hot take right now, but can someone explain to me why the hell Mikayla Nogueira receives so much hate? It's not even hate at this point, it's just straight up bullying. Listen, I understand like not liking someone or like poking fun at them, and sometimes she's like in on the joke or whatever, but the shit I see on every video about her is just attacking her looks, posting pictures of her like with ill intent, saying nasty things, because to my knowledge all she ever said was, you try being an influencer for a day. And she completely like said, oh my god, that was it. She made fun of herself for it. This girl has never done anything wrong. Unless I'm missing something. Like, people on the internet are way too comfortable being fucking horrible human beings. You should look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what the fuck am I doing? Because while she's going to movie premieres, making millions of dollars and trying to spread joy on the internet, you're being a fucking weirdo. And I don't even like, I don't know her. I'm not per se like a Mikayla stan. It's just like gross to watch what people are doing to her. She has to shut her comments off.
I do agree with most of what she's saying. I think the only thing that I don't agree with is that she's like saying, oh, she just hasn't done anything wrong, which isn't true. Like Mikayla has kind of like lied and been scammy about like products and stuff and really pushes products and lies a bit, so that isn't great. It does feel like she kind of like really pushes products without letting people know that she's getting paid to do so, so that's not great. But I don't think she's a horrible person by any means, so yeah, don't be horrible to her, don't call her names, don't call her ugly, don't be mean. So I agree with that. And there was some other people who commented as well. I believe Trisha Paytas was saying some nice things as well. I did see Bethany Frankel make a comment on this, and it wasn't necessarily positive, and it wasn't totally negative, but a little bit more on the negative side.
Watched a video about someone who posts content that looks drastically different than what they really look like. Now, there are 50 shades of gray with this. Some people believe it depends upon what you're presenting / selling, who you are. It could be beauty, fashion, travel, cooking. For me, it's about women. And for me, if women are watching you and they then are going to put on all the makeup and dress up and not look like that, it's unattainable. It's going to make them feel badly about themselves. So by definition, you're not really supporting other women. If you put on, makeup and lashes and extensions and look good, like use those tools. There are many tools, treatments, etc. Yes, of course, we're all going to use some tools, just like if you cook, you're going to use a knife. If you do business, you're going to use business tools. But there is a line, and I think that something that's going to make women feel badly about themselves when they themselves try something that's unattainable is where the line is. I think it's important to show women aspiration. Like, look, I'm in pajamas and I look like this when I'm going to pick up and drop off, but on a Saturday, I could turn it out for my date, my high school reunion, a wedding. Like, I just think as women, we should have a range. And
I do kind of see what Bethany Frankel is saying here. Like, if you're portraying yourself one way online and then people are looking at that and then feeling bad about themselves and be like, hey, that, then it is kind of giving false expectations for people, for themselves even, like where it's like, oh, well, they look so beautiful, I can never look that way. Kind of, but then it's like, I do think everyone kind of looks different when they're on their own camera with perfect lighting and they are posing versus being out in public and you're mid-talking and not the best lighting, because it is different when you're like talking and like in not the perfect lighting and you're not like posing and like mogging and stuff. Like, you are gonna look a little different. So I don't necessarily think that Mikayla is like disingenuous about like her looks per se. Maybe she does look a little bit different on her phone and stuff like that, maybe the angles, and like I said, she could be using filters and stuff, but it's like, it's just more or less, to me, in my opinion, just sad that she feels so bad about her appearance, that if she is using stuff to make herself look different online, it's just sad. And I feel bad because she has commented so many times where she says people see her in real life and they say she doesn't look as good as they thought she would, or they just call her ugly and stuff, which is just cruel. Like, it's really sad. So I do feel really bad about it, and I don't feel like this is as harmful as some of the other things where she's trying to like sell stuff without letting people know that she's selling it. I don't feel like she should be like held accountable for like how other women see themselves. Like, yes, you can see her and be like, oh wow, she looks beautiful. Is it the makeup that's doing it? Oh, she looks different when I see her in public. I don't think that's on her, right? I mean, it's one thing if she's putting the makeup on and it's trying to be like, buy this makeup because you'll look exactly like this good, and then you see her out and you're like, oh, it doesn't, then yes, you are kind of like trying to sell the makeup in a weird way that's not realistic. But when it comes to just her own appearance, I think it's fine. I think we all are a little self-conscious and we all look a little different when we're out in public and not, posing. So I don't know. But what do you guys think about all this? Love to hear your opinions below. Thanks so much for joining. Bye.